is the traveling scarf. I believe last year's scarf made how much, Tara?
Oh Jesus! It was the one. It brought the most amount of money in. Nancy, do you remember? Jeez, it was
it 400?
I think it was 400 or 415.
So around $400, a little over $400, which is pretty darn nice, actually.
It generated a lot of funds. So if you're interested, bring your checkbook because it's going to be a season 12 because this will be the 2012 Gallifrey.
Oh, nice.
So we're doing a season 12, and it will be in 100% wool. It will be as screen accurate as possible, knitted on very fine needles and very fine wool, and it will be a very, very nice scarf.
And I have to say, so far the quality of the knitting has been excellent.
Cool.
So it's going to be a good scarf.
Cool, that's good.
So you can come by the second TARDIS at Gallifrey 1 and have a look at it before it goes up for auction on Sunday.
Cool. Well, that's very cool. Now, Nancy, you also got to visit the Doctor Who experience with our very own Dale Who.
Yes, I did. My daughter and I met up with Dale, and we went through the Doctor Who experience, and I did everything the doctor told me to.
Good.
And we had a
So House Patrol listeners, you heard it here first. The doctor tells you to do something, you goddamn better well do it. All right.
So Dale, how was it? How was she at flying the TARDIS?
I don't know. I haven't done that week yet.
You'll have to tell me about it later or earlier. It depends, I suppose.
It was fun. It was fun. We met up. Yes, we flew the TARDIS. Although somebody wasn't terribly good on the diagnostic panel, Madam. I know. I'll let go of the lever in mid-flight. That's useful, Madam.
What? I didn't.
Oh.
You did.
I wasn't doing the diagnostics. My daughter was.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
We're okay.
So yes, we got attacked by everything, and then we saved the day, and then we looked around the exhibition, and Nancy was climbing all over the things and got told off several times.
Really?
And she knocked over
as
the
Nancy
off.
does.
Yeah. She knocked over the absorbent
I'm so
off,
rowdy.
And she drew on the Slitheen with a marker pen.
Knocked over the absorbent off. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She was terrible. Her daughter was looking on in horror. she was trying to get.
My daughter got photographed by the BBC.
What?
She did.
Who got photographed by the BBC?
Yes, she did. She might show up on the website.
Oh, Olivia, your daughter?
Yeah.
You know, she is the hippest little 14-year-old girl I've ever met. She's nuts. She's just crazy. And what is this? She also got like an autograph by Catherine Tate. Is that right?
Yep. We saw Much Ado About Nothing. Saw David Tennant in the skirt. I don't want to give away too much for our listeners out there who might be going to see the show. It was very good, very funny. I really like the way they staged it, and it was like just the right amount of slapstick. And it was a lovely evening. And afterwards, we went. My daughter dashed out back with her program to get it autographed, and
there was basically nobody back there, right? So she had it all to herself.
Yeah, right. No, it was about the crowd was probably about 5 fangirls thick and probably about 20 or 30 feet wide. So I pretty much stood at the back with my camera like held up above my head trying to get some pictures. I probably should have done video, but I did pictures. And my daughter managed to get David Tennant pretty quickly. You know, she like wiggled up front and got him. And he was just kind of a signing machine. It was like he saw a program, he signed it. Boom, 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 boom. And she was trying to get Catherine Tate. She kept like going back and forth, back and forth. She kept, and my daughter probably should have stayed in one place, but she tried to kind of move. Right. Anyway, and so David Tennant had gone in, and Catherine Tate was still signing a few more autographs, and then she was almost to the door where my daughter was standing, and she said, "Oh, that's enough for the night." And she saw my daughter, and her face had just fallen. She said, "Oh, you look so sad." And then she signed it, and that was the last one she signed. And,
That's funny.
And it was so adorable. Olivia was hugging the program after that, and she was so full of squeeze. She couldn't talk. The whole ride home on the tube, she was just like clutching it. And
Wow.
She hasn't been that adorable since she was 3.
And it'll be a while before she becomes that more adorable also, huh?
It was great. It was wonderful.
Well, cool. That sounds like a lot of fun.
That's why I like to do all my autograph hunting in the winter when it's freezing and there's no one there.
So those of you who have been listening to our podcast for the last few podcasts as we were covering the season 6 of Doctor Who, we've had our very special guest, our own 10-year-old Tony's take on Doctor Who, and he's given us his take, and he's with us today. And this is your final time with us today, Tony, or for this season. So wrapping it up, Tony, what did you think of this season so far?
Well, first of all, I called it about River Song.
You called it, right?
Yeah, I called it.
Uh-huh.
How I knew that River would be Amy's baby.
When did you first find this out?
Second episode of America.
Oh, so you're talking about
Day of the Moon.
Day of the Moon.
Day of the Moon. So what made you think she was the baby at that point?
Well, it's just that we've never figured out who she is, and then my friend Hannah also helped me in coming to this realization. Because she was like, she helped me realize that pond, river.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the two had to be related, and then it was like, oh my God, River's Amy's daughter.
So basically, what you're saying is your little girlfriend figured it out for you.
Okay, maybe I should tell you that I hate it when people call her my girlfriend.
Most 10-year-olds do.
She is a female friend.
Yeah, she's a friend
Lewis.
who happens to be a girl.
Yes,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes,
don't wind up Tony.
Okay.
He
Nice,
probably knows.
Tony. We love
He probably
Tony.
knows more about Doctor Who than you do.
He does. That's why we have him on to give his opinion here. So.